Editing with Opus Clip just got way faster because we just announced keyboard shortcuts. What's up, guys? I'm Emmett Short. I'm the creative director at Opus Clip. If you're a pro editor like me, you know that keyboard shortcuts are essential to basically getting your life back. If you don't want to be stuck editing slowly forever, you learn keyboard shortcuts and then you get your work done and you get back out to your real life. You live life because of keyboard shortcuts. They're very important. And so because this is all about speed, I'm going to do a very fast tutorial just running through the new keyboard shortcuts so that you guys can get back to your life. Okay, let's go. All right, here we are in a project. I did a little interview with these podcasters called Let's Talk Like Men. You guys should check them out. Let's go into the editor. All right, so if you want to find out what the keyboard shortcuts are or you forget them and you want a little refresher, you can go up here to the keyboard shortcuts icon and it brings up the key. There's Windows ones and Mac ones. Don't worry, they're pretty much exactly the same. Honestly, really exactly the same, maybe except for this one. But actually, the end button works on Mac here too. So I'm going to go through these, and don't worry if you're on either system, they work. Okay, so let's say you're out here on the timeline, you're doing some work, and then you want to replay the video from the beginning. And instead of having to grab the cursor and move it to the start of the sequence, what if you could just press one button, the number 1. Boom, right there, 1. We added the number 1 because a lot of people just use the short keyboard, which is on laptops. But if you're on a full-size laptop, the end and home buttons work as well. So obviously home goes to the start and end goes to the end of the timeline. So 1 to go to the start, end to go to the end, and 1 or home to go to the start. There you go. That's it. Simple as that. All right. So let's say you're cruising on the timeline and you want to make an edit, but you're really trying to get the perfect spot, right where the captions change and you're like, oh, I can't really get it. Well, now you can do frame specific. There you go. So left and right arrow now go 1 frame at a time on the timeline so you can find the exact moment right when the captions change that you want to make an edit. So left and right arrow, huge. All right, but now you want to make an edit. Typically, you'd have to go and hit this split button. And we're trying to get away from using the mouse, right? So we have one keystroke to add edit, that is D. You can undo it here with the Command Z. That's a no-brainer. Hopefully everybody knows Command Z. All right, but if you also are used to I think Final Cut uses Control B to bring up the blade tool. So you can also make an edit now with Control B. I don't know why you'd want to use 2 keys when you could just use 1 and make your edit, but we have that as well. There you go. D for add and edit or split the clip. Well, what if you want to do some work in here and you want to make sure you're getting the right frame? So you really want to zoom in to make sure you're getting the right frame. Now, instead of using this, dragging over here and going here, what we should really do is make sure that the cursor always stays center. That's something that we should fix right away. Where is the cursor? There it is. But now instead of using this tool to just zoom in and zoom out, you can now use the plus or minus keys. Just a single click, no command plus, no command minus, just plus. You can hold it down and keep going. And so you can get in there. And then most likely you're going to get in there and go frame by frame to make sure you're getting exactly the frame that you want. And then once you've done whatever you need to do in your editing process and you want to go back out to full timeline, instead of, using this again or holding down the minus key, forever until the timeline finally gets back in frame, you can just use 1 key, the / key, and that will make the timeline snap back into complete view. So we've got 1 home and end to snap to the right places in the timeline. We've got arrow keys to get 1 frame at a time along the timeline. We've got plus and minus to zoom in and zoom out on the timeline. And whenever we want to split a clip or add an edit, we can simply press D. All right, what else is there? Let's go back up to the key, see what we got. We did the zooms, we did the resize, plus and minus. We did the snapping of the timeline with /. Splitting clips with D or Command B. Delete clips. Yes, that's another one. We already had that, so I hope you knew that that was there. Any delete button, whether on the long keyboard or the laptop keyboard, will delete a clip. So hopefully you knew that already. Let's see, back to start of timeline. Yes, one home or end, and go to the end of timeline. Yeah, boom, we got it. So this is all that we have so far. Hopefully these are useful to you guys and it speeds up your editing process. But if there are other ones that you guys really want, and definitely leave those in the comments, and we're gonna look at them. And these engineers, they keep banging out features every week. That's it for me, guys. I'm Emmett Short for Opus Clip. Definitely check us out for another tutorial. We got some good stuff coming soon. All right, bye.